Hey everyone, it's Katie. I just wanted to show everybody a mini tour of this front corner bed. It is right by the sidewalk here in our neighborhood. So I was concerned about putting this fairy garden here, but people have been really respectful and just look at it. And so I've added a little more as time has gone on because people have been nice. But it's been a really fun project. I get a lot of my stuff from garden centers and Hobby Lobby and the dollar store. The dollar store is really like the cheapest place to get things, but they often fade really quickly. So if you want to get stuff that's cheap, that's where I would go. Honestly, things get kind of worn out anyway. I bring mine in for the winter, but that's where this little fencing is from, is Hobby Lobby, and then just kind of all over. I've even collected some pieces from like the pet store in the fish tank area. Right here I have a bonsai tree that I'm trying to do. I don't know hardly anything about bonsai, but I would like to learn because my son loves it. This area had a bunch of tulips in them, but we had a frost that kind of just made them fall down. But they're still looking pretty. Later on in the season, I plant a bunch of dahlias in this area, so that's why that's blank. We had some neighbor kids drop off these cute little rocks that they painted. These are Akebano tulips, these yellow ones. And this one here is Ivory Floridel. It comes out as a pastel yellow, kind of like the Akebano, and then it fades to a white. And then behind that is brown sugar tulips. I didn't realize when I got them that they're kind of on the shorter side. I don't know if that's just typical or if that's because of the strange weather we had this winter where it heated up really fast and we didn't ever get really cold for very long. So I'm not sure about that. I have several different hibiscus, hardy hibiscus here that I planted last year. I'm really excited about. And in this little circle, there's a baptisia that I cannot wait to see in real life. I'm trying to put more native plants in the garden, so I'll be putting a lot more like blue flax in this area this year. Let's see what else. There's going to be blue moon coreopsis coming up. What you see coming that's here already is serendipity alliums. So they get purple balls on them about this size. They're really cute and the bees really love them. And then I'm converting my area slowly to a wildlife habitat, and one of the requirements is to have water. So until I get a better thing for water, this is what I have right now. It's a bee bowl. You have to put shallow rocks or something so that the bees can have somewhere to land. They can't just be open in a bird bath. You need to have pebbles or something for them to land on. This is some ajuga that unfortunately got snapped from the cold. So next year we'll see it. And some creeping phlox, as well as that one back there is creeping phlox. This is the last carrot standing in about 100, oh, I don't know, probably more. We did so many seeds all along here of carrots, but they just got eaten by slugs. And then this one here is a lamb's ear, and I want to replace it with Helen von Stein lamb's ear. Sorry about the traffic noise. But this one is silver carpet, and it just spreads so fast. Like it just has so many flowers that produce tons of seeds. So I always have to cut them off, and that is so annoying. So I am converting them all to the Helen von Stein, which doesn't have as many flowers on it, and it has a different leaf. This one is more silver, and like the name suggests, it kind of spreads like a carpet. And over here in my park strip, I'll show you the Helen von Stein has a much larger leaf size, so it has more of a mounding habit as well, and I just can't be trimming that many that many. So here's my park strip. I'm trying to have this area be drought tolerant, and also this year I'm going to be adding more natives. Now when I say native, it's really all just subjective to where you live, and it's even that can be confusing because native really is dependent on your local area. So even things that are local to my neighborhood could not be to other areas. So you just kind of do the best you can. So I'll be putting here blue flax, which is native to parts of like the western United States, and I'm excited to see how that goes. But here I have a catmint, which also unfortunately got nipped by the cold. I'm so sad because I have this catmint river here that goes like that, and last year I accidentally put too much, well, I didn't water in my iron that I put on it, and I knew that was not the right way to do it, but my son wanted to help, and so I let him, and so they got kind of fried. So I was really looking forward to this year, and then those buds got slammed. So we still have some that are gonna, it's fine, the plant is fine, it's just that a lot of these blooms got frozen, so they won't be blooming. I'm trying to decide whether I should just cut it back and let it flush fresh, or just kind of see how it goes. These here are dwarf hamelin grass, and I've never heard that word said, so I don't know if I pronounced it right, but I really love them. They get these little tufts of the seed heads on the end, are just so cute. And then this is a salvia that I have in here, and I guess right now it's not much of a tour, but later in the spring this area is just so pretty when the salvias start blooming. So I will do another tour when that happens. Here's our little Lord of the Rings fairy garden. This is the path that my husband made a couple years ago. I love it so much, and I sit in my park strip and just stare at my flowers, and I'm sure my neighbors think that I'm crazy, but that's what I love to do. Trying to develop my other areas. This is an old gravel pit, this lot, and so the soil is just so bad, and I didn't know that I loved gardening as much as I do until we had already put in sprinklers and had small flower beds. So the park strip was the one area that hadn't been done yet, and my husband made it all nice with good soil. We took out like a foot of the soil, well, he did, and then put lots of compost in, and then even a little bit of topsoil just so that there weren't any rocks in there. So it's the nicest area to garden in. Here we just put mounded dirt on top, kind of like a small berm, so that we didn't have to remove so much soil. It's just so much soil to remove. I did a tour of this area earlier, so I will skip that for now. These are my David Austin roses here. Eustacia Vi. They're a soft pink, and they are just gorgeous once they get blooming. And this is a coralberry shrub. It has pink berries on it in the fall. I'm using a ground cover here of strawberries until I get my vegetable garden up and going. And this tree here is a weeping white spruce that we planted. It was about that tall when we planted it, so it's so fun that it's finally getting on some growth. Over here is a little lime punch hydrangea. And I will have to come out and do a tour later when everything is blooming. This is Ivy. Hi, kitty kitty. You're making everybody seem like you're the most social cat ever. She doesn't let us pet her. These are probably my favorite thing in my garden this year that's new. These lingerie daffodils. If you need a daffodil recommendation, you need to get these. They are huge and fluffy and amazing. And I wish I had gotten a million more, but I love so many different things that I have to try everything. So I get a few of everything. I'm really excited for this peony to bloom this year as well, because it was from a friend. When her grandma passed away, she was a gardener and she had all these plants that they didn't want to have go, well, I don't know that they would have gone to waste, but they wanted to preserve them. So she gave me this one, and I've been waiting 2 years to see what color it is, and I'm so excited this year to finally see. It looks like it's going to be something with a little bit of red in it. Well, I think that's where we'll end this garden tour, and I hope that you join me again next time, and I will see you later. Bye.